Henry VIII, the second Tudor monarch of England, was born on June 28, 1491, at the Palace of Placentia in Greenwich, London. He would go on to become one of the most famous and influential monarchs in English history. Here is a comprehensive history of his early life, marriages to his 6 wives and his eventual demise. Family background: Henry VIII was the second son of King Henry VII and Elizabeth of York. His elder brother, Arthur, was initially the heir to the English throne. The Tudor dynasty had recently come to power after the Wars of the Roses, and Henry's birth was a significant event in securing the Tudor line. Early education: as a royal heir, Henry received a thorough education. He was taught by some of the finest tutors of the time, including the renowned scholar and theologian John Colet and the humanist scholar Thomas Linacre. Henry's education emphasized subjects such as languages, music, theology, and the classics. Succession crisis: Henry's life took a dramatic turn when his brother, Arthur, died in 1502 at the age of 15. This unexpected event made Henry the new heir to the English throne, altering the course of his life significantly. He was now groomed to become king. Marriage to Catherine of Aragon: in 1509, upon the death of his father, Henry ascended to the throne as King Henry VIII at the age of 17. One of his first acts as king was to marry his brother's widow, Catherine of Aragon, the daughter of King Ferdinand II of Aragon and Queen Isabella I of Castile. This union was politically motivated and intended to strengthen the alliance between England and Spain. Catherine and Henry were crowned together, and their marriage initially appeared strong. Quest for an heir: a key concern during Henry's early reign was the lack of a male heir to secure the Tudor dynasty's future. Catherine gave birth to several children, but only one, Mary, survived infancy. This lack of a male heir would later become a central issue in Henry's reign and lead to significant historical events. Interest in religion and learning: Henry VIII was an educated and intellectually curious monarch. He was well versed in theology and was awarded the title Defender of the Faith by Pope Leo X in 1521 for his writings against the Protestant Reformation. However, his views on religion would shift significantly in the years to come. Early political engagements: during his early reign, Henry relied heavily on trusted advisors, including Cardinal Thomas Wolsey, to manage the affairs of the state. England was involved in international politics, with Henry pursuing diplomatic and military efforts in France and the Holy Roman Empire. Henry's athletic and musical interests: Henry was known for his athleticism and love of sports. He enjoyed hunting, jousting, and other physical activities. He was also a talented musician and composer, known for his proficiency in playing various instruments. Henry VIII's marriages are a central aspect of his reign and have left an indelible mark on English history. He married a total of 6 times, and each marriage had its own unique circumstances and consequences. Here's an overview of his marriages and how they ended. 1. Catherine of Aragon, marriage, 1509 to 1533. Catherine was Henry's first wife and his brother Arthur's widow. Their marriage initially seemed strong, but Catherine failed to produce a male heir. Henry's desire for a male heir, coupled with his infatuation with Anne Boleyn, led to his pursuit of an annulment from Catherine. The annulment request resulted in a protracted legal and theological dispute with the Catholic Church. When Pope Clement VII refused to annul the marriage, Henry took matters into his own hands. In 1533, Henry declared himself the supreme head of the Church of England, initiating the English Reformation and divorcing Catherine. This event marked the beginning of the Church of England's separation from the Roman Catholic Church. 2. Anne Boleyn, marriage, 1533 to 1536. Anne Boleyn, a lady-in-waiting to Catherine of Aragon, became Henry's second wife. Henry's marriage to Anne led to further religious and political turmoil. In 1533, Henry married Anne, and she was crowned queen consort. Tragically, Anne failed to produce a male heir as well. In 1536, she was arrested on charges of adultery, incest, and treason, which were likely politically motivated, and was found guilty and subsequently executed by beheading. Her marriage to Henry was declared invalid, and their daughter, Elizabeth, would later become Queen Elizabeth I. 3. Jane Seymour, marriage, 1536 to 1537. Jane Seymour, a lady-in-waiting to both Catherine of Aragon and Anne Boleyn, became Henry's third wife. Jane gave birth to a male heir, Edward, in 1537. Her marriage to Henry was brief but significant because of the birth of the long-awaited male successor. Tragically, Jane died shortly after giving birth due to complications. 4. Anne of Cleves, marriage, 1540 to 1540. Henry's fourth marriage was to Anne of Cleves, a German princess. The marriage was primarily a political alliance. Henry was disappointed with Anne's appearance and found her unattractive. After just 6 months of marriage, he obtained an annulment, which was relatively amicable. Anne agreed to the annulment, and she and Henry remained on good terms. She received a generous settlement and was treated as the sister of the king. 5. Catherine Howard, marriage, 1540 to 1542. Catherine Howard was a young and vivacious lady-in-waiting to Anne of Cleves. She became Henry's fifth wife. However, Catherine's past relationships and affairs were uncovered during her marriage, leading to her arrest and execution in 1542. Henry's marriage to Catherine was declared null and void. 6. Catherine Parr, marriage, 1543 to 1547. Catherine Parr, a widow and skilled regent, became Henry's sixth and final wife. She was instrumental in helping to reconcile Henry with his daughters, Mary and Elizabeth. Catherine outlived Henry, who died in 1547. She went on to marry again after his death. Henry VIII's marriages were not only personal affairs but also had profound political, religious, and societal implications. His quest for a male heir, his break with the Catholic Church, and the resulting English Reformation forever altered the course of English history and established the Church of England as a separate entity from the Roman Catholic Church. King Henry VIII's health and ailments played a significant role in the later years of his life and ultimately contributed to his death. Here's an overview of his health issues and the circumstances of his death. Health issues. 1. Jousting injuries. In his youth, Henry was known for his athletic prowess and love of jousting. However, this also made him susceptible to injuries. Throughout his life, he suffered several serious jousting accidents, which may have contributed to his deteriorating health. The most notable of these injuries occurred in 1536 when he was unhorsed and left unconscious for 2 hours. 2. Obesity. As he aged, Henry became increasingly overweight. His lifestyle, characterized by lavish banquets and a sedentary courtly existence, contributed to his obesity. Obesity, in turn, led to various health complications. 3. Ulcerated leg. In his later years, Henry developed a painful and chronic leg wound that was the result of a jousting injury. This ulcerated leg became a persistent ailment that caused him great discomfort and limited his mobility. 4. Possible diabetes. Some historians believe that Henry may have suffered from type 2 diabetes, which could explain his obesity and other health problems. Diabetes can lead to a range of complications, including cardiovascular issues and infections. 5. Psychological stress. The immense political and personal pressures of his reign, including his desire for a male heir and his marital struggles, likely took a toll on Henry's mental health. This stress could have exacerbated his physical health problems. Death. Henry VIII died on January 28, 1547, at the age of 55. His death marked the end of his tumultuous reign. The exact cause of his death remains a subject of historical debate, but it is believed to have been a combination of several factors related to his deteriorating health. 1. Infections. Henry's ulcerated leg had become severely infected, and the condition was difficult to treat effectively with the medical knowledge of the time. Infections could have been a significant contributing factor to his death. 2. Cardiovascular issues. His obesity, along with a rich diet, may have led to cardiovascular problems such as heart disease, which could have further weakened his overall health. 3. Renal failure. Some historians speculate that Henry suffered from chronic kidney disease, which could have been another factor in his declining health. 4. Stress and anxiety. The immense stress and anxiety he experienced throughout his life may have weakened his immune system and made him more susceptible to infections and other health problems. 5. Legacy. Henry's death marked the end of the Tudor dynasty, as he was succeeded by his young son, Edward VI. His reign left a lasting impact on England, particularly in terms of religious and political changes, including the establishment of the Church of England. In conclusion, King Henry VIII's health issues, exacerbated by his lifestyle and the stresses of his reign, played a significant role in his later years and ultimately led to his death in 1547. King Henry VIII of England, the second Tudor monarch, led a life that was both extraordinary and deeply impactful on the course of history. His early life was marked by a strong education, a dynastic marriage, and diverse interests, including religion, music, and sports. These formative years laid the foundation for his complex and eventful reign. Henry VIII's 6 marriages are perhaps the most iconic aspect of his life. His pursuit of a male heir, coupled with his evolving religious beliefs, drove him to seek annulments, divorces, and even led to a schism with the Catholic Church. Each marriage had its unique circumstances, from the passionate love of Anne Boleyn to the political alliance with Anne of Cleves and the tragic fates of Catherine Howard and Anne Boleyn. These marriages reshaped England's religious landscape and left a lasting impact on the monarchy. Furthermore, Henry's health issues in his later years and his eventual death in 1547 were a reflection of the physical and psychological toll of his reign. Jousting injuries, obesity, infections, and possible diabetes took their toll on his health, contributing to his decline. His death marked the end of the Tudor dynasty, but his legacy continued through his children, particularly his son, Edward VI, and his daughter, Elizabeth I, both of whom would play crucial roles in shaping England's future. In sum, Henry VIII's life and reign were marked by an incredible blend of personal drama, political maneuvering, religious transformation, and health challenges. His actions, decisions, and the consequences of his reign continue to be studied and debated, making him one of the most enduring and fascinating figures in English history. King Henry VIII's legacy is one that reflects the complexity of his time and the enduring impact of his reign on the history of England and the world.